folks. Very nice to be here on the other side of the podium for once. I'm going to do a little crash course on side project marketing and how to grow your product through it. I'm from a little town called Amsterdam. Nice little canals, you know it. I've been doing SaaS for a long time already. I started out age 13 with my first little hobby company. It was not really a SaaS back then yet, but it started growing into that. Did 2 SaaS companies between that, sold them, part-time CTO of an event tech SaaS company at the moment. And throughout all those companies, all those years, I had one problem which was common and which a lot of people here in the room also recognize, and that is growing a product is hard. I mean, a lot of people I talk to here say the same. What are you struggling with? Marketing, finding my customers, finding my first customers, my 100th customers. It's always the same. And there's a lot of advice we get. I mean, not everybody has an Helen for their SEO. Writing some blog posts, generating leads through advertisements on Google or Facebook. Yes, it's good to do all those things, but with a small team or a solo founder, none of them really deliver the results you want to get, at least not for me. So what I found to be very effective back in the days and also right now is, okay, I skipped a few. No, so between all those 3 things I just mentioned, there's also the fact that the markets are very saturated. So when I'm doing SEO, I'm battling against big VC-funded companies who spend a lot of money on their marketing, on the SEO, on their clicks. So it's not uncommon for my keywords to be $50 per click. I mean, that's not doable for a small company. Besides that, if we look at the marketing offered, the value is very limited. I was invited for a webinar a few weeks ago, and it was a really cool subject. I thought, okay, that's really going to bring me value. So I joined the webinar. I enjoyed the first 2-3 slides, and then it was only about the course they were offering. So I was like, okay, not really my thing, not really bring me any value. I was a bit disappointed. So it was really about the company doing it there and not really about the end user. So if you go back to the basics. For me, as I said, as I just mentioned, what really worked is reciprocity. Like giving value and getting the value back. And if we look at the definition, which the psychological dictionaries say, it's like the human need and tendency to want to give something back when something is received. I think you can recognize that from, for example, if you go to a car dealership. If you have a car dealer who is really giving you genuine and good advice and not just trying to sell you the most expensive car, then you're much more inclined to go to that dealer and buy your car there. The same for that webinar I was just talking about. If I got really value from that webinar, I'm much more inclined to buy that product, or at least to give it my attention. So side project marketing is actually about that reciprocity. It's about giving that value. It's about attracting leads for your main business by giving lots of value with a free, small or big tool. So I've been doing that in the past, and that was really valuable for me. There's a few examples I want to run through, which give a good indication of this side project marketing. And one of the most well-known side projects is Unsplash. So Unsplash is a website where you can get free stock photos. It's run by Crew. And Crew is a marketplace for creative freelance designers and their customers. So Crew tried everything. When they started the marketplace, they wanted to get their first creative freelancers, their first customers, but they ran into the chicken and the egg problem. Like their platform was empty. So they tried a lot of things, and they ended up with 3 months runway left. And I thought, okay, we found a silver bullet. We're going to refresh our website. Okay, that didn't really work out, but what they did is they hired a few photographers who created amazing stock photos for them. So they used 2 or 3 photos on their website. But they had a a load of new extra photos, which they didn't do anything with. So they thought, okay, what can we do with those things? They created a little landing page. They put up all the free stock photos, and they offered it out to their creative freelancer and to everyone who wants to have those. So that was their silver bullet. Their traffic increased immensely. And what they did is they had one little link on the bottom of the site to Crew. And even though not all the traffic was relevant, it generated 50% of the revenue for the company. And it made it into $1 million company. So, amazing example. If we look at another example, it's Buffer, probably well known for everyone here, social media scheduling tool. And what they did is they created a little bit more complex tool. So they created Pablo. And Pablo allows you to create social media images. I think everybody knows the Gandhi quotes with the yoga backgrounds. A lot of hard work goes into those things, a lot of hours of photoshopping. And what Buffer did, they created a nice tool to easily create those images without any Photoshop. So they put it out into the world, got a lot of new users because of that, because their tool did very well in SEO and was picked up by a lot of blogs. And then another example is a little tool which was mentioned this week by Patrick McKenzie, Patio 11, as Crontab Guru. And it's a bit of a technical tool, and I'll explain a little bit about it. But Chronitor, the company behind it, is a background processing monitoring service. And server administrators will recognize that, but you have to set up cron jobs, which are background tasks, with a certain syntax. And everybody is always forgetting the correct syntax. So Crontab Guru allows you to easily generate the correct syntax and then use it within your server. So what they did, they set up a very simple script. They put it online. And actually, because all those server administrators forget all those syntax things the whole time, their monthly traffic is crazy. And the guys, yes, I think they're guys. The guys of Crontor mentioned that this is actually one of their biggest traffic generator for their website. Well, it's only a one-day development script. It's amazing. So when looking at those examples and also the side projects I did in the past, there's a few takeaways. If you're setting up a side project for your company, which I definitely recommend, make sure it generates tons of value. That webinar we were talking about, it's nice, but just a promo tool. There's no triggering of reciprocity from that webinar. And also, if you create the 100 social media top 100 list of whatever social media tool, that's just not providing that value. Make sure you generate that value. Unsplash did that by providing this free stock photos. And that's also because they were first in market. Before that, there were no free stock photo sites, and everybody was buying expensive photos at Shutterstock, for example. And Buffer created that online tool before there were any online image editors. So both of them succeeded in that very well. Make sure you target the correct users. I had a few people who I discussed side project with, and they were very happy with their side projects, but they were not targeting the correct users. If you're doing your side project, make sure that you have the correct persona, that your main product, which you want to attract the leads for, is relevant, and your side project attracts the right customers. So Unsplash actually attracted a lot of irrelevant users in the end. There's the teacher creating PowerPoint presentations for their classrooms, but there's the web designers. There's also a lot of relevant users. But since they went very viral and they had a lot of traffic, they ended up getting a lot of revenue from it. But if you're doing a side project with our small companies, you can't expect to go viral. So make sure to target those correct users. Besides that, if we look at Crontab Guru, it's a very easy product. It was created in one day. That development cycle is not long. It's also not possible to generate support tickets for Crontab Guru. But imagine if you think of a side project which will do good in your branch. If it's very complicated, if your development cycle is multiple months, if your support team is going to be bogged down by support tickets from that product, then that's not feasible to do as a side project. So make the scope development-wise limited, but also make sure that the product itself is mostly self-service. And besides that, I know what everybody here is thinking. I was thinking the same. Okay, so I can just fix my marketing by creating more products. It's not build and they will come. Everybody knows that. So your side project, it can be an extra tool and it can fix your marketing problem, but only if you also can market it. So where, for example, Buffer had a very saturated market and the social media scheduling tools was very hard to compete on SEO, for example, or on paid advertising, their side project could make that part very easy, or at least more attainable. So your side project could be in a less saturated market. You could maybe win on SEO with your side project or on paid advertising, and with that, generate the leads for your main product. So find a less saturated market or find a unique angle for your side project compared to your main product. And yeah, summarizing that, generate tons of value, target the correct users, make sure that side project is not resource or operational limiting your business. Make sure you have that marketing angle for your distribution. And then after that, make sure you take down those VC-funded Goliaths. And if you have any side project ideas or need any brainstorming around it, just hit me up. I'm on Twitter, Wouter van Lent, if you can email me. If you are in the market for monitoring your SaaS products, check out bootstrapped.com. Otherwise, thank you.